Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
He was a beloved football coach, Marine veteran, and father of 5, lost to gun violence.
He loved his family. He did everything he could for us.
A community coming together tonight to honor his life.
They were a group of neighborhood kids who, with a little help, turned their hustle into an LLC, building life skills and earning money all by cutting grass.
But I think the worst pain of it all was to tell the kids that all their stuff was gone.
Now, for the third time in 6 years, thieves have taken everything they have. Easily $5,000 worth of lawnmowers and other lawn supplies were taken.
Thieves stole the mowers right from the storage space used by this group of young Detroiters who started their own business 6 years ago. Mara McDonald first met that group when they were starting out, and Mara, they've lost everything yet again.
Devin, if it's even possible, thieves have taken more this time around. And talking to these boys who I first met 5 years ago, you can tell that they are just so sad. Take a look. Everything was locked up tight, and it didn't matter. Thieves took 20 lawnmowers, leaving behind the one with a broken wheel, about 10 weed whackers, and a ton of lawn and garden supplies. But why stop there?
They took everything that we had. They even took the water heater, the furnace.
Vaughn Arrington bought the commercial property on East 7 Mile as a part of his nonprofit work 6 years ago to headquarter all the equipment for the boys who called their business Quarter Cuts.
Me and my buddy were on our way to Dollar General, and this is our building for my company.
That was Adonis Brooks 5 years ago at 12, with pride in his voice, describing Quarter Cuts. He was a charter member of the lawn and snow removal service, made up of inner city boys and someone the younger boys look up to today.
I tell them keep their head up. I just tell them keep going, don't stop.
His good friend Devontae Chandler is a year older.
I'm actually graduating next month. I'm going to college.
And told me this when I asked him how good he and the rest of Quarter Cuts were 5 years ago.
The best in the D.
The older boys are coping with this latest loss better than the younger ones, an opportunity that was never just about pocket money for cutting grass.
They can see a tomorrow that has nothing to do with the abandoned house, the crime that they are victims of. They can see a tomorrow with us in doing this work. And that's really, more importantly than the lawnmowers, that's what was taken from them.
Back here live, I asked Vaughn, does he think that the people who are taking all this stuff have any idea that they are stealing from children? And he told me, how can they not? You see kids coming in and out of that building all the time. Now, Arrington has started a GoFundMe to try and replace everything as well as expand the program. If you're interested, all that info is on our webpage, clickondetroit.com. We're live downtown tonight. I'm Mara McDonald. Local 4. Let's hope folks pitch in, and I know they will. All right, Mara. Let's move to the coronavirus headlines tonight. One of Michigan's neighbors announcing major changes to its coronavirus response.
On June 2nd, Ohio will drop restrictions, including its mask mandate and distancing at restaurants. The state is also giving away $1 million to 5 different people through a random lottery drawing and 5 college scholarships to anyone 17 years and younger to increase vaccinations. You have to be vaccinated before the drawings to be eligible. Meanwhile, Michigan's reopening is staggered based on vaccination rate, which today is at 55.4%. The state today reports 2,171 new cases and 17 additional deaths. The CDC advisory panel voting to recommend children as young as 12 get the Pfizer vaccine. Some can get their first shot as early as tomorrow. Governor Gretchen Whitmer wants parents to strongly consider it for their children.
As a parent, I encourage all parents with children in this group to have a conversation with your family doctor about the safe, effective vaccines as soon as possible. As the number of Michiganders getting vaccinated increases, our COVID numbers decrease.
Ford Field is now accepting children for their first dose. Walk-ins are welcome, but appointments are encouraged. The clinic is open every day through May 17th.
City of Detroit announcing it is ready to give younger people the vaccine at its clinics across the city.
Tomorrow, we will have the Pfizer vaccine available.
Yeah, tomorrow. The mayor says children do have to be accompanied by their parents to get the vaccine. And by the way, the city's Good Neighbor program does not apply to people under 18. Other news tonight, Detroit police are still trying to identify the man in this video who left a restaurant on Livernois near 6 Mile back on May 5th around noon, firing several shots that killed 46-year-old Dennis Smith II.
As police work the case, Smith's family and friends gathered tonight at Mumford High School, close to where Smith lived, to honor him. Jason Colthorpe live there tonight with more. Jason.
Good evening, Kim. And I got to tell you, 90 seconds just isn't close to enough time to try and capture the type of person Smith was. We're talking about a guy who was a Division I football and basketball player at the University of Utah, a Marine sniper who did 2 tours in the first Gulf War, a football coach, a teacher, a successful businessman, but above all, a father of 5.
The sun shined on you today, bro.
Dennis Smith II clearly touched many lives.
He mean a whole lot to the city.
He was caring, very, very, very generous. I mean, there was nothing that he wouldn't do for you. I knew he was well loved, but I didn't know to this extent.
A vigil on a football field was the perfect place to honor the gentle giant who had everyone's back.
That was just his nature, to protect everybody and to take care of everybody.
He had a lot to do with the success of a lot of youth. So he's blessed.
Smitty coached the D-line and was the strength coach for Cass Tech, which is why so many players were here, some that he'd coached since they were kids.
Every last one of us got something in our hearts that we're going to carry throughout our lives because he's put something good there for us.
Many in his family had another nickname for him, though, Buster.
He was born 12 pounds, almost 13 pounds. So that's a very large baby. So he was Buster to us.
And as many lives as he touched as a teacher, a coach, a mentor, none meant more to him than his 5 children and his granddaughter.
My son was a good son. He loved his family. He did everything he could for us. He made sure we stayed safe. And he was just always there for everyone.
As for Smith's homicide, it appears, according to police, that he was going into the restaurant. The shooter may have been targeting him. If you recognize that man or know anything about this case, call 1-800-SPEAK-UP. That's the number for Crime Stoppers. You will remain anonymous if you leave a tip. At Mumford High School, Jason Colthorpe, Local 4.
So you say the shooter may have been targeting him. Jason, do police think the shooter knew him?
They're not saying that yet, but friends of Smith believe this. Their speculation, it's just talk right now amongst them, that it could be related to something that happened at one of the businesses he owns. So they think it could be related to that. Police are not saying that at that moment, which is why they desperately need anybody to call if they know who that was.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, Jason, thank you. A man wanted for kidnapping his ex-girlfriend in Warren remains on the run tonight. Police are looking for Adrian Brown. The kidnapping happened at a Subway restaurant on 9 Mile yesterday. The woman was released safely last night. Police were looking for Brown's SUV. This morning, a similar car was found on fire in Detroit. Police are worried Brown may abduct or hurt someone else. He is believed to be armed and dangerous. Anyone with information is asked to call police.
Dozens of people gathering tonight in southwest Detroit calling on Enbridge to shut down the Line 5 pipeline. This rally comes on the same day Governor Whitmer imposed the deadline for the company to stop operations of the pipeline. Enbridge has vowed, though, to defy that order, fighting the state in court. The 68-year-old pipeline runs beneath the Straits of the Mackinac, where Lakes Michigan and Huron meet.
If one of those anchors from one of those ships or barges hit that line and ruptured it, it will poison the water for millions, not only for Americans, but for Canadians as well.
Yesterday, Governor Whitmer sent Enbridge a letter saying after tonight's deadline, the company would be trespassing on state land and that the state could then go after Enbridge profits. Well, Enbridge argues the state has no authority here because Federal Pipeline and Hazardous Materials Safety Administration oversees interstate pipelines. Stay tuned. The project to connect 3.5 miles of the Detroit riverfront is now in its exciting final phase.
That's right. The Detroit Riverwalk started in 2003 with a half-mile of walkway near the Renaissance Center. Well, now the Riverwalk attracts millions of people every year, and today work on the final stretch of the East Riverwalk began which will connect the RINSEN to Belle Isle.
Think about spending time on Belle Isle. Everyone has those memories. You can come across the bridge at Belle Isle, go all the way down to the Ambassador Bridge, go across the Ambassador Bridge to Canada and connect into the trail systems over there. It's amazing. And Canada had their waterfront transformed a little bit before we did here in Detroit, but we really stepped up our game, and this place has become an incredibly important spot for our city.
The path is expected to be finished in the fall of next year. Still ahead, she made national headlines when she set a Jeep on fire in a Macomb County parking lot.
The plea deal just reached that will keep her out of jail. Here's Ben.
Devin and Kim, the video at the riverfront looked like May, but you could tell those people wearing jackets were not quite there temperature-wise, and we've got another frost advisory tonight. More on that ahead.
All right, Ben, with gas prices topping $3 and drivers resorting to panic buying along the East Coast, the massive pipeline that was hacked has reopened. How long before the supply chain returns to normal? When we come back.